made it be my way.
All right, what is going on, y'all? We are back, and tonight we'll be talking about Aquaman 2. Again, another recap. Aquaman 2 dropped in December of last year, so we definitely both saw it when it dropped and everything like that or whatever. Now we're here to recap about it and talk about, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, and things of that nature, whatever. But as always, I'm your host, K1, and this is your co-host.
My bad, did not mean to turn up the camera. Yo, y'all, I'm sorry. Your girl was trying to hit unmute. I hit the camera button. But Shalon, let's go.
All right, y'all, let's do this. And like I said from the previous episode, this should be the last installment to the DCEU. And then after this, we should be moving on to the DCU. So, and to be honest, this theme has kind of died down for that as of late. It at first, when there were talks about the change and everything like that, it was like boom, boom, boom. We doing this, we doing that, whatever. Now it's just like it's kind of plateaued. Like we know what's gonna happen with the Superman movie, and to be honest, that's really it. But outside of that, we just kind of hit a plateau, and now we're just waiting to see. Are they going to perform or are they going to end up flopping just like the predecessor? So, let's hop into it. Like I said, for me, if you enjoyed the first one, you'll enjoy this one essentially. They didn't really change the formula a whole lot. There were some new things that were introduced, but essentially it was still all the same flavor that you tasted before. Just a little sprinkle of some extra stuff or whatever have you. But, like I said, let's jump into it.
Yeah, man. I would say I'm with you. If you enjoy the first one, you'll like this one. It's the same amount of. I would say it is the to me it's cringy moments, silly goofiness. I do feel like Aquaman was a bit more like goofier to me in this one. I think that's what kind of put me off with this movie. It was just, to me, it was not enough of the good things that I liked versus the bad things. I liked that with his mom and Mira, given even the controversy with her, but the fight scenes with the mom and Mira were pretty dope. I would say it was one scene that I was like, okay, look, the mom is like kicking some ass, which she did that in the first one, so I wasn't really shocked. Black Manta, I love the character in general. I mean, the actor in general. He's a great actor. So Black Manta was cool. The brother, though, Orem, I'm like, am I tripping? Okay, let me know. But didn't he seem like a bit of an idiot in this movie? Let me know, because
I'm not going to say idiot. I will say Orm, he is, no matter the fucked up shit he did, he is about honor and integrity and all that bullshit or whatever. You could tell that, in the movie or whatever have you, but when he does kind of come into fruition, and we'll go to the steps on how Aquaman got to him and things of that nature, whatever. But he was defeated in the first one. Now, granted, Aquaman had help. I don't give a damn what nobody said he had help or whatever. But at the end of the day, he did get defeated or whatever. But I will say his character more so stayed the same. He was just in a different position, and he fall in line with that position accordingly, whatever. He knew he was no longer the ocean master and the king or anything like that or whatever. He, at this point in time where Aquaman gets to him or whatever, he's sealed his own fate. He knows, like, all right, this is what I deserve, blah, blah, blah. This is where I met or whatever. So I'm not going to say he was more so dumbfounded. He was just more so like, bro, you got it. And I don't know shit about the world. Like, you were that perfect bridge between knowing the world and then getting to know the ocean. So he was able to introduce him to things that he would more so wouldn't have known anything about. Because you got to think at the end of the day, Orm is the little brother. He's not the big brother. He's the little brother. And that was, made known or whatever have you or whatnot. So, like I said, it's give and take, but I definitely get what you're saying, because when I was watching, I was like, man, I ain't gonna say he was seeing bitch made, but he was just, just I don't know. It was just something different.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with you. I guess I was more so talking about, like, there was one scene they were in the forest and he was like eating bugs or some shit. And I talked with my dad about it. He was like, well, you gotta understand, his world is Atlantis. So, I try to look at it from that lens. But I guess for me, I was like, from him being like this serious, guy in the first one to this, it just kind of took me back a bit. I felt like they kind of used him for comedic relief too much. I guess I should have said that more so than calling him just an idiot. I felt like it was just too, like, why is he the comedic relief now? I will say that I loved that when I think Aquaman went to go break him out, and he was just like a skinny thing. I thought that was dope that once he got in the water, he like beefed up. That was cool. That was cool.
Nah, for sure, cause like it got through for a loop. Cause I mean, he was down and out. But all he needed was a little bit of water. He didn't have to be sunk there. He just had to touch it, and boom, he back to full form or whatever have you. And like I said, based off what you're saying, it was more like one of those situations. Like, here's the best way I can preface it: you have street, you have book smarts, and that's what he is. He's book smarts. He knows this is that and the third, but he doesn't know the world as it is. So therefore, as you're stepping into how he is or whatever, like, damn, you eat bugs and this is a delicacy and all that stuff, because he don't know for real, because he never existed on the earth, the land. His brother did. So his brother, this was one of the rare moments where his brother could teach him something that he didn't already know. So in that aspect, that's what made him seem like off-putting and not knowledgeable of what was going on, because it's always that balance. Because I talked about it all that time. There's always a difference between street smarts and book smarts.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying, and I definitely agree with you. I will say what threw me off also was, and I know this has a lot to do with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp and stuff, but I also feel like, and it could be because I know they did take a lot of her scenes away, but it just seemed like she was never home with the baby. I mean, she's just Aquaman's home with the babies. You don't really ever see an interaction for real. Like, and I think at the end it did kind of hurt the movie in terms of it just feeling kind of like smoothly cohesive. It's just a lot of things I was just like, okay, this is a bit weird. She's never home, but
Nah, I'm glad you brought it up. That's why I got all these people in here. I got her, I got him, and I got Black Manta. So, so with her or whatever, I just feel like, touching on what you say, I feel like if you were gonna bring her back, why not go ahead and give her all the scenes she's supposed to have, whatever? Because at this point in the game, bringing her back was pointless, because you cut all her scenes essentially. She probably got 5 minutes total screen time, if anything, or whatever. So with that being said, it's like, y'all should just recast her. Like, give her that same energy you gave my boy Kane. That's all I'm saying. Like, give her that same energy, or whatever. She was not needed. She was not integral to the story to bring her back or whatever. You could have threw somebody else in that place, gave them screen time, so some things made sense. Because like you said, there were times you don't see her with the baby. Sometimes you see Aquaman with the baby or whatever, but like, who was watching the damn kid for real? Like, I guess his dad is, but at the end of the day, like, who's watching this kid for real or whatever? But outside of that or whatever, you could visibly tell the differences in how the movie could have been versus what it should have been. So yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was tripping because I'm like, I also touched on again with this with my dad too, because he peeped it as well too. I'm just like, this is who the hell watching the kid? Like he's mainly with Aquaman, and when Aquaman is out there, it's his dad watching. It just, I'm with you. I'm like, she should have just been recasted versus them cutting out all of the scenes, because it just, some parts were just kind of like I was scratching my head. I didn't really get it. And then even with the Queen, Nicole Kidman's character, her and the dad didn't really have. I was kind of wondering, are y'all still together? Like, it was no like real interaction. I didn't really know if they were together or not. Yeah, the whole family aspect of it just felt really just kind of off. And like I said, I don't. It may have a lot to do with them editing out a lot of mirror scenes, maybe, but it just seemed thrown together.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Because, I mean, there was just some instances where, like, you see them going hard for something. It's like, but why y'all really going that hard? Like, because some things just wasn't explained or whatever have you because of whatever they had to cut out or whatever have you. And at some point, the movie became a buddy comedy at the end of the day. That's what it ended up becoming with him and his brother. It became a buddy comedy or whatever. You got a good cop and you got the no nonsense cop or whatever. So, I mean, with that being said, there was just steps to where now I've seen some things that have been butchered up to where it made absolutely no sense at all. I will say with this one, like even where there were gaps, they still were able to move forward. Like you weren't completely lost, but you just wanted more or whatever have you. And then even with Black Manta, like to me, it kind of the grudge he had was kind of like, bro, you did that already. Like you do you need to really like do you really need to go at him this hard or whatever have you? Like I feel like the time you should have been in Aquaman 1. But I digress. I mean, you want to go in because when it moves forward, and I hate to say this, but when it moves forward, you see a glimpse of him like on his captain's chair, or I'm gonna call it what it was, a throne, and you look like, damn, Chadwick could have been recasted. So, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you. With just, and I will say this. I I'm with you. I do feel like at this point it's kind of like, all right, dude, like you did the whole revenge my dad thing, or avenge my dad thing. It's like, okay, can we have some maybe new motivation with that? It's like he's solely just kind of acting on this revenge thing. And I mean, I do like that they threw in the whole like Black Trident thing. That was cool. Him sort of it feeding off of his revenge, and that being motivation to sort of have its own ambitions. That was cool. But I'm with you. It's like, bro, can we find some new ambition with this? I would even liked if they kind of threw in a new villain this time around versus Black Manta. Black Manta, if it was going to be sort of like the same thing here. I'm with you.
I mean, because I mean, even with that or whatever, like I wasn't a big Aquaman fan growing up or whatever, so I don't really know all his other villains other than his brother and Black Manta. So I don't know. Like it's kind of hard to say who could have been the next one up as far as the big bad or whatever. Because I mean, when he did end up getting the trident and things of that nature, whatever, and he stepped into the evil of it, I was like, okay, let's get a little dark. Because I mean, we all for darkness around here. So when I seen that, I was like, okay, let's get a little dark. We gonna kill a baby? Oh, all right, man. That's you know, it's kind of messed up for me to say, but at the end of the day, that's kind of what we want to see. We want to see things go off the rails, and we want to see that despair and everything like that, or whatever have you. But like I said, I agree with you. I feel like he could have used some new motivation, but I will say at the end of the day, with him holding on to the Black Trident, that wasn't all his motivation anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like he wanted revenge, but like not for real anymore. It was more so being driven by this trident and whatever it is this trident wanted, or this dead king wanted. as far as his revenge or whatever have you. So it moved away from that to whatever it was the entity wanted, and that's what I saw.
Yeah, and that's also what I liked too, was the fact that it also showed him becoming possessed by the energy or the dark magic by this damn trident. I thought that was cool. I also like that they sort of touched on the backstory a little bit as well too. I just I feel like the movie as a whole had more potential. I didn't hate it, and I'm not gonna even go as far as to call it trash. I just feel like what hindered it was the mirror thing. I'm with you. If y'all going to do that, y'all should have just recast. I'm with you. Keep the same energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, she was still in it, even though you cut her scene. She was still in it. Like, and it hindered the damn movie. The storyline, cool, but I feel like with the trident, that could have even been pushed a little far to me. And eventually, I saw it coming a mile away that the brother got possessed as well too. It's like, oh, I didn't see that coming. It's like, a lot of cliche stuff.
Boy, I wanted him to go off so bad. I was like, yo, take that trident. I want to see you go off. Like, you mad? Please be mad. Your brother took your throne. He exiled you. All that stuff. Like, you got all the motivation, if not for anybody that wants to seek revenge or whatever. So when I see him take it, and then you got Aquaman trying to calm him down, like, hey brother, it's me and blah blah blah. Like, to be honest, he don't really need to fuck with you for real. Like, you call him brother, but y'all ain't really brothers for real. So if anybody had the motivation, or he had all the motivation. So like, I was hoping he would lean into it, but they broke it, and I'm good, and whatever. But I will say one thing I really love about the Trident is to where it could break away and then come back together. I'm like, that's dope. Because there'd be sometimes man would have two other holes on his back, and he's like, all right, whoop, all right, we get to fighting whatever. Oh, I unhook the bitches. Bop, 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 bop. I was like, oh shit. Like, I was liking that. So yeah, there was a lot of ways it could have went, and we got what we got, but I mean, it was still dope for what it was in the moment.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I was hoping for the brother to sort of, because I feel like we need it. You know what? Even if they had did that, oh yeah, I recognize you, brother. But they still should have let them fight it out a little bit, just a little bit. Let him get his rocks off. Fight and then, because I feel like that would have been, and even what threw me for a loop, if the brother had allowed the energy to take over him, and then it became about him and Arthur, like this final stand type thing. That would have been cool too to see, but like we said, we got what we got. I guess they wanted to mainly make it I guess at first Manta, and then it kind of turned into mainly like this Trident situation. So I don't know, it was, like I said, it was cool. I didn't go with no expectations either, so
I mean, yeah, for sure. I really don't know what I was expecting. I do know that, they told you pretty much everything you need to know about what was going to happen in the movie was in the trailer. It was like, oh, okay, that's the storyline. Like, you got it already before you even watch the movie or whatever have you. And like I said, we talk about this all the time. Like, I don't care for predictable. Throw me off. Like, make me think everything's gonna be okay, and then it not be okay. Like, oh shit, like, oh, y'all really not gonna be able to save this person for real. Like, that's the type of stuff I want to see or whatever have you. But at the end of the day, like I said, it was very predictable. It had some good scenes, and like, the CGI was where it needed to be at. It wasn't as bad as previous, movies as far as CGI and things like that. So I will say that. But I will say the part where they was in the jungle, it took me back to the I can't call it the first, but it was a King Kong movie that came out years ago. I think Samuel L. Jackson was in it or whatever have you. And like I thought we was getting that vibe at one point. I was like, oh, we're gonna have some big bugs and shit. What the fuck going on here? Like that's what I was expecting or whatever. But wherever they was at, it was almost like they were miniaturized and everything else was bigger all of a sudden. So it was interesting. But outside of that or whatever, I mean, they took you for a ride, and there were some things that weren't explained, but it was what it was. Because like I said, to touch base on what you were talking about previously with his father and his mother, the relationship just was like it wasn't there. It was just like, we here, but I mean, are we really here? Like, and then I don't know. That maybe goes back into Amber Heard. Maybe there were some scenes where she was a part of, but they had to cut, and then there was a gap, because that's what I'm thinking happened, because there was just some things that was like, huh? What was? That's what I think happened, but that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm with you. Maybe there was some scenes where it showed the mom and the dad being loving towards each other, but Amber was in it, so maybe they cut that, and it's like, well, damn, is the parents even still together? So I definitely agree with that. It just goes to show why it felt choppy. And then I'm even trying to think about. I do remember they were in some place that was the Lost World. Was it this movie called The Lost World or The Lost Kingdom?
Lost Kingdom, yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and even with and I'm trying to think, because I know in the first movie they touched on a lot of the different kingdoms. They didn't really touch too much on that this time. Like they showed them, but they didn't really like touch on the different kingdoms either. Even though it probably wasn't really needed, but I would have liked to see maybe they introduced new kingdoms into it. That would have been cool. I don't know.
I mean, even if they did that, they probably be teetering the line, and then they'll probably start following the Avatar type deal. So I mean, yeah, it probably would have been cool to see, but I just, like I said, I don't think the story was there enough to really expand on it as they should have. Because like even with the what was it, the crab king, motherfucker got his arm chopped off. He was like, "Oh yeah, my shit gonna grow back," huh? I was like, "All right," but I mean, outside of that, I mean, you literally had for the most part the same movie in a sense, because you had a beginning, everyone's learning everyone, and then next there's this big battle or whatever have you, and to see Aquaman and go and wait a minute, am I feel like I'm pulling from the first movie. I might be pulling from the first movie. In this movie, did he meet the? In this movie, he had to go get another trident, right?
I think that was it the first one because he had his mother's trident and then Orm broke it and then he got the trident that he has now. Right? I think.
I think so, but maybe I missed something. Maybe I'm combining the two.
Maybe a new one. Damn, I can't remember.
I don't want to say it was a new one, but I don't know. Either way it go, we had this big battle or whatever have you, whatnot, and it seemed like there was a lot going on in the battle, but not enough to really put focus on it, because it was like the battle lasted in my eyes for like 2-3 minutes, and then you go into the other stuff, whatever have you. So there's a chunk of stuff missing there that I can't quite pinpoint, but yeah, that could have been set up better.
Yeah, I agree. It just kind of seemed like I said, and it like I said, it could have been because of them cutting Amber Heard scenes, but there's a lot of things I feel like they could have expanded. Even the battle in the first movie seemed much more immersive, and like they took their time to really like do the big battle. It just didn't even, And then I just remember because I was wondering where William Dafoe's character was, and then they say he died because of the damn sickness that happened.
I can't confirm or deny. Damn, I don't know. Maybe they couldn't pay him enough for that. I don't I don't know. Maybe after Spider Man he out the game. I don't know.
I don't know. I think they was talking about some sickness that happened, and not everybody made it through, and they alluded to damn
sickness.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I was just like, well, damn, like, I, I don't know. I need to Google that because I don't damn know what happened.
Yeah, they didn't really explain that, so I don't know what happened to him for real. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see what happened while we continue to talk because I could have sworn they said like this dude died because of a damn illness or some shit. But yeah, yeah, it was. It, like I said, it was just what you expected. I've always felt like with Aquaman, the one thing I will commend Zack Snyder for doing is that just doing his movies the dark tone. I feel like if Aquaman was, and this is the thing that gets me, it's like, damn, what is his name? Uh, I can't believe I can't remember Aquaman, the actor. What is his name?
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. Yeah, he has that look, you know, like that look where it works well in darker tones and situations and stuff like that. So it's like I thought when I first heard he was cast, I was like, he's perfect. Like, he's perfect. But it's like the movies are like, why is everything so damn bright? Everything's so goofy, silly. If it was like some like dark, gritty, like the ocean deep type shit, and like everything was just like, I feel like it would just work so much better. And I hate that, I feel like Aquaman just, it needs to just do. It needs to just do. It had the blueprint, and I feel like just because of the director wanting to make everything colorful and stuff, it's just messed it up.
I mean, yeah. I mean, to your point with Snyder, he was trying to take the universe where it needed to go as far as the darkness and undertones or whatever have you. I mean, but at least we know going forward, it won't be Jason Momoa in that spot. They'll put whoever else new in that spot going forward or whatever, and he'll become the new Lobos or whatever. Which how Jason Momoa is, that would fit him as far as being the goofy but dark, cynical, anti-hero, whatever. Because that's what Lobos is. He's not really a villain for real. He an anti-hero. He'll do right when needed, but outside of that, he just what he is. But so that'll just kind of be interesting to see what their new take will be, who they'll put in place, and how's the storyline gonna be because we know if you gonna reconstruct this whole thing, you have to build the story. You can't just be like, all right, well, we took out everybody else that was a part of the problem, and now we're gonna start fresh. Like, you better build it because if you don't build it, like of course they said Justice League, the animated series Justice League and Young Justice is gonna be the mortar for these ones going forward, which is good because those have dark undertones, those have serious situations and things of that nature, whatever, that can translate well into a movie or whatever. So if they do that right, then we'll have something solid. But if they just like, hey, yeah, we ain't watching for real, we just gonna put this together. We just told y'all that, and it's gonna fuck the fans up, So yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. And before I forget, I did so. Vocals, whatever. That's William Dafoe's character's name. So he died from an Atlantean plague that was caused by human pollution. So that's that's what happened. It was some type of plague, and he died from it. I guess that was their way of explaining why he wasn't in the movies.
That's trash. That's trash. That's right. I mean, but like I said, if this was the last run, anyways, it, it is what it is. They had to make it what they had to make up to push the shit through. But all right, yeah, y'all got it. GG's.
I agree. It seems very lazy. Seems very lazy. It seems like, oh, Atlantean plague. That's the best shock by human pollution. It seems very lazy. But to your point, dang, I had it in my head. I'm gonna just keep talking so I can remember. But yeah, I do agree. I love the Lobo casting. I think that's gonna be dope. But I do think overall, I hope if they do happen to revisit Aquaman with under James Gunn and Peter Safran, I think I'm pronouncing his name right. I hope, and that's a hard thing because it's like I know a lot of people are like, you know, have some of James Gunn's casting is a bit questionable, and from what I've heard, but I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm a little worried just because I don't know if he's specifically touching any of the projects or having like influence, but it's like he's done Guardians of the Galaxy. Those were typically funny. He's done the Suicide Squad. That was Suicide Squad. So I don't know. I think my first uh I think what I'm gonna go off of is the Superman movie that's supposed to start all of this up again. And if that one is not where it's at, and if it's the same thing, I'm gonna be like, well, this is what we can expect.
I mean, that has kind of been his run in the mill or whatever. I mean, for his last hurrah, he did serious up Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Like I said, that was probably one of the most serious ones out of the, series or whatever. But I will say, like, yeah, I mean, looking at his track record, it's like, yeah, you're on a bit of the silly side. So it's like, can you stand to make an actual serious movie? Because like when we see Superman Legacy, I'm not looking for no goofy shit. Like it's Superman Legacy. I'm looking for Superman real issue shit, blah blah blah. So, like really kind of like Superman Man of Steel when that first came out. Shit was super serious. Wasn't nothing funny about that movie or whatever. So, like if he is the cause of the funny antics and stuff in the movies or whatever, it's gonna fail. I'm sorry, but it's gonna fail. But then, like you said, that's if he has direct hands on it or whatever. But if he has people in place that he knows is gonna take out what he would normally put in and put in what needs to be put in, then cool. If he's gonna give that direction, then it'll go where it needs to go. But if not, it's gonna end up being more so the same because, like you said, Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, those were goofy. Suicide Squad, goofy. You know what I mean? Has serious points or whatever. Now, I will say Suicide Squad, the second one, it had all the blood and gore I wanted or whatever. But sprinkled with the serious, sprinkled with the funny shit, but it had all the gore shit I wanted. So it's like if you can bring that over and translate that and tone down the funny shit, we'll be all right. You know what I mean? So it's just waiting and seeing or whatever. But like I said, that's why I said the hype has toned down. So it's just like now we just waiting because I don't see them dropping anything this year. Like if you do, it's gotta be it's gotta be at the end of this year. Outside of that, I don't see anything popping off till next year.
Yeah, I agree. And then the unfortunate thing about it is, it's like whatever he drops is gonna have to hit. Like it's gonna have to be really good. Like people gonna talk shit about it. And like you said, the hype is died down. So at this point, people are just waiting. Let's see what you're gonna do. Um, so I'm hoping that he's listened to the fans. We've been asking for a dark DC. Please, like we don't want to see no silly, goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? I actually am. Let me rephrase that because I think I didn't really the casting for Lex Luthor threw me a little bit. If I'm thinking of who he, because I can't remember, but the main character for Superman, I like that. Lois Lane was cool. Uh, I think it was Lex Luthor that threw me off though. Can't remember what he looked like.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now to see who was casted. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know this guy. I, I don't know. I don't know. So the character is Nicholas Holt. That's his name. He was, if a lot of people remember the movie Jack and the Giant Slayer, he was a part of that. I I don't know. I feel like he can do it, but I I don't know. We'll have to see. But and if anybody want to kind of see what he looked like, hold on. This is this is who we're talking about here. This is the guy right here. He's supposed to be playing Lex Luthor. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, okay, so I do like the actor. Um, I guess I'm going off of comics because Lex Luthor also is kind of like a, he's still like a, and I don't know, I know especially with the last casting, Zack Snyder, love you, but I feel like Lex Luthor was a miss on the casting. I know what he was probably trying to go for, but and I don't know, Nicholas Hoult could definitely pull it off. He's not a bad actor. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it could turn out great. This could maybe be DC's saving grace. I don't know, but I'm just hoping for something at this point because DC is. I'm gonna say this again. What made me a DC fan was the Snyder cut. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was just kind of like, I'm just MCU person through and through, and I don't. These characters are like, they're too godlike for me. They're not relatable. I can't relate to a person that's just supposed to be perfect and Superman and Wonder Woman. But watching that shit, I was like, bro, this movie is crazy. And I think it's because I have never seen it accurately depicted the way, like, just brute strength of these characters. I've never seen that. So seeing that in the Snyder cut, I was like, damn. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, as you was talking, I'm just kind of looking through his body of work or whatever. He's also he's more so has always played the side character, the standoffish, symptomatic type of guy. So it's just like, okay, like, we'll give you a go and see where he can go with it, because I think at one time he even played Cyclops at one time. So I don't know. It's really kind of hard to say. Just based off his body of work, it's hard to say. But I have been fooled before, because unlike, just say for instance, when they casted Tobey Maguire as Spider Man, I was like, huh? And then, but he ended up doing well, and so it's just like, you gotta give people a chance. But I mean, we just gonna have to see.
And if I'm not mistaken, did he play Cyclops or was it a younger version of the Beast?
Sorry, yeah, the Beast. I'm sorry. But he looked like a Scott Summer motherfucker. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, he looked like he. But yeah, he did play the younger Beast. But that goes back to what I'm saying. Like, he's always kind of played the simpish, standoffish side character. So to see him step into a Lex Luthor character, who is literally Superman's arch nemesis, like, you gotta be able to come with it. So we gonna see.
Yeah, and I'm hoping maybe that he pulled from somewhere and maybe they were just like, damn, like, he can be a Lex Luthor. That's what I'm hoping. Like, maybe he has some evil conniving, still, like, I just hope that he embodies Lex Luthor the way that he should be embodied. Like I said, I'm gonna go in with uh, an open mind. I don't think he's a I don't think he's a terrible actor or a bad actor at all. But like you said, he's always sort of played side characters, and he's always kind of played like a specific type of person. So to see him being cast as this Lex Luthor character is kind of like, okay, it's a little different from what I'm used to, but I'm open to it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and then essentially we know that these are going to be the younger versions of themselves or whatever. So, if anybody say Smallville, I mean, it could literally be moving like that. It can be the start of everything, because, of course, yeah, for his character at that age, he wouldn't look threatening or anything like that or whatever. But as time progresses and things of that nature, or whatever, he could end up being the big bad that we need or whatever have you. But I mean, so in a way, I think it's smart for them to start off that way. Because I mean, because we definitely want a story behind them. Because that's what we've been begging for. Give us story, and not just throw it in our face and just expect us to run with it. So yeah, I mean, all we can do is give him the benefit of the doubt and just watch the progression or whatever have you. Because like I said, if they're going based off of, the DC anime, like they said, they got something solid to go off of. All you gotta do is reenact it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's literally what they have to do at this point. I'm hoping because DC has never started off strong, and definitely didn't end strong. Everybody thought The Flash was gonna be, that movie that kind of helped a little bit. I guess their last hurrah, and that turned out the way it turned out. Even though I didn't think The Flash was terrible, but I wasn't like blown away by it, and then of course I don't think anybody thought Aquaman was gonna be, you know, anything special, unfortunately. How did you feel about? I mean, shit. If we were given anything to go off of, but I'll still ask. How did you feel about Aquaman being a dad?
Shit was mid. The shit was mid. Like, I mean, like we talked about, like no one was really there for real. Like I'm over here, like who, like as a dad, I'm like who was watching this kid, fam? Like, you know, he had these little moments with him, but then his dad was always opening up a beer and shit. I'm like, hey man, so like, I mean, like you wanted to believe the relationship, but it wasn't really believable to me because like even when it got to the point where it was like, hey, you got these people, the bloodline, it's me, it's you, there's no one else. Oh shit, nah, there's my son. Like the urgency wasn't there for me. Like when it came to figuring out and going to go get a son, like the urgency didn't seem like it was there for me. So the relationship, it could have been better. But then again, that goes back to Amber Heard. Maybe there were spots in there that were cut out that we didn't see, and we couldn't see that relationship as how it was or whatever. Because it literally was like, boom, we got a baby, boom. Oh, my baby got powers like me. Wait, what happened over? But that's where it was at for me. But I mean, outside of that, I look at it like this: if this was the last of the DCEU or whatever, there's nothing else we can really hope for because you can easily say like, oh shit, all right, so your son got powers like you, he could be the next one up. Well, now he ain't. So it's kind of how I look at it. But I mean, like I said, the relationship definitely could have been better. And like I said, we'll just never know what was cut to get us what we had or whatever have you. But the relationship, like I said, to me, just didn't seem like it was there.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's like it was just nothing. It was hard to, like I said. That's why I was like, there wasn't really nothing that we can kind of pull from. It was just like, oh, have a baby. I'm here with the baby. Then it's like, oh, my baby has powers, but it's like, okay, I didn't really get that touching moment, so I didn't get the high stakes, and it just was like it was just there. It was literally just there. It wasn't. I didn't feel like him and Mira came together to create this child. It was just kind of like no one was there. Like you said, the dad and him were popping bottles and drinking beer and shit, and so yeah, that was another thing. It was like, if y'all gonna have him have a child, at least make it believable that this is his child. It just, I'm like, what am I watching here? Like,
Yeah, because I mean, I, like even when it showed the birth of the baby and everything like that or whatever, it's like you can't make me believe he fucked her for real. That's how I felt about it. that's how I felt about it because it just didn't seem like it was there. It was just like, nah, nah. It seemed like this was a test tube, baby. Like, make it make sense because, like, this is just the relationship just didn't seem like it was there. Like, there was no lovingness surrounding this baby or whatever. It was just like, all right, boom, you out of here. We gotta make story make sense. So go out there and be somebody. Like, you literally push this child out to have his own origin story. So that's how I felt about it. So yeah.
yeah, and see, I forgot there was even a birth scene. So it goes to show you how much like I was invested in this family. It just, but like you go to say, there may have been a lot more scenes where it showed them as a family unit and the love and stuff like that, and they just didn't show it because, like I said, Mira was damn near an absentee mom in the damn movie. I mean, I don't know where the hell she was. Aquaman was at home with the baby most of the time, and even then he was drinking beers with his dad. I'm like, well, who's looking after the baby? The mom? It can't be the mom because she was barely there too. So Yeah, I'm with you. It's like it's gonna be all that. Y'all should have just recast the character because there's clearly something off in the cohesiveness of the movie. It just was like they just pretty much said, "Fuck it." I'm with you. It wasn't believable. It wasn't believable.
And then what you call his character? What's his name? He was also on Marvel as well. He was in WandaVision. Um, find his name real quick. But his character or whatnot, he I mean he does good whatever he's in or whatever, but I feel like his back was hurting because he was just trying to carry what he could on his end. And his name is Randall Park. He played Dr. Shen. So in the first Aquaman, he's pretty much he was what's the word I'm looking for? Conspiracy theorist talking about, Atlantis and how it's real and things of that nature, whatever. And then fast forward, you got him in Aquaman 2. Now he's working for Black Manta or whatever have you, and essentially scared for his life, but still wanted to do the right thing. Like it was a weird spot for him to be in or whatever have you. And because like when they finally made it to the, I guess you can call it chamber where the frozen, like people were that was condemned down there and everything like that or whatever. There was so much of him talking about like, yeah, this don't seem right, but still going along with it and shit like that or whatever. And even when he confronted Black Manta, like, yo, what's going on with you, man? Like, this ain't you. Like, I've been riding with you for a minute. Like, what's going on, whatever. So, his character didn't really, to me, get his just due in a sense. Wait, I didn't know Martin Short played the Kingfish. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, Martin Short did the voice of the Kingfish. Okay, cool. But yeah. So with Dr. Shen's character or whatever, it was just like he felt out of place. Like you don't want to destroy anything, but you're here as an expertise, I guess. Why are you here then? So I really feel like his character didn't really get his just due, but he was a filler like many of these others. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. He just seemed like a background character, and I felt like he was very integral. If I hope I'm saying that right, but I feel like he was very much a part of Manta uh, in his findings, even coming across the trident and stuff like that. So I would have liked for him to have more of a bigger part, especially at the end of the first movie where he's introduced to Manta and he's like, I think he was saying, asking about Atlantis and where can I find it and stuff like that. So I just wish they would have showed us more of like even his genius. Even so, like it just kind of seemed very much like you said, filler character, background, um, and I wish they would have dug deeper into his character because I honestly I'm trying to think of other than the beginning when Manta first comes across the trident, what other role after that did he have in the movie besides just kind of being there? I don't know. I don't remember.
Um. So I want to say everybody went down or whatever have you. Dr. Shen wasn't feeling it. He was like, something's going on, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't trust this. So then next, everything started collapsing or whatever. And he's damn near about to get out. But then Manta, at that point, gets confronted by the entity and is given the trident, and he gets out. And Dr. Shen was the only one to make it outside of everyone that went away or whatever because he just knew something wasn't right about the scene. But outside of that or whatever, he didn't really add much more outside of that. He was just overly cautious of what was going on and just trying to use his tact when he needed it. Like with the whole baby situation, whatever, like Manson let him know, like, yeah, nah, we about to kill this baby. He's like, oh, okay. And like you don't really know that he's gonna help out. Like you got a feeling he's gonna help out, but you don't really know until it happens or whatever. So, you got him saying like, all right, bring me the baby. We about to take this baby out so we can, release this entity and everything like that or whatever. Then he's like, oh yeah, nah, hell no. Nah. Got the baby, get the shit thing, try, dip up out of there or whatever. and he was successful, but he tried his best. But yeah. So I mean, it was a lot going on there, but lead it where it needed to go. And like I said, I just would have wished it would have put a little more to spare on it to where like, yeah, y'all not about to get this baby for real. Because I really feel like I said earlier, the urgency wasn't there. I feel like they literally were like, all right, somebody got the baby. We're gonna stop, get something to eat first, then we'll go get it. That's what it felt like to me as far as the urgency. But yeah.
No, I feel you on that. I do feel like there wasn't a sense of urgency there or the high stakes there. It was just kind of like, this is what happened. Um, excuse me. I do feel like it's unfortunate. She brought it on herself, Amber Heard. But I do want to say I did like her portrayal of the character a lot better than the first one. I felt like she was more serious, and I feel like they showed her. I'm sure there was more scenes, but I did like her fighting scenes a little bit as well too. So I mean, like I said, it's unfortunate that she got herself caught up in some mess, but I think if she didn't, I probably would have liked her portrayal a lot more because I didn't mind it. I actually liked it more than the first one of her.
I mean, yeah, because she definitely stepped into her magic more and everything and whatever, and then you got to see more of her combat. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, she was serious in Aquaman 1, but she was more so peeping the scene, so to speak, or whatever. Like, she wasn't sure what Aquaman was on and things of that nature, so she was trying to watch him, but then also reclaim the throne. So her character, in a sense, almost was more so like baby girl from Black Panther 2. His, I forgot her name.
Shuri?
Huh?
Shuri or character?
His girl, damn. Get her name. But yeah. So this is what we got the internet for. 'Cause I'm not doing this tonight. But she in the first movie or whatever, she played more so of a spy, if anything else or whatever, because she was meant to, you know, do what she needed to do to protect the throne, but she was also trying to go against the throne at the same time. So, I do think, okay, Nakia, that her character is more so like Nakia's in a sense or whatever. So even when you move into, Aquaman 2 or whatever, of course she's not in that spy state of mind no more because she's a whole queen now. She has a baby or whatever. She got thrown to, worry about things of that nature. So that dynamic did change a little bit or whatever. But I mean, more serious. I mean, there were some points, yeah, it was more serious because, like I said, she was definitely getting down for real now. Because in the first one, she was more so like, all right, boom, I'm gonna hit you with some water over here, hit you with some water over there, and I'm gonna shake the spot. But in this one, she was actually getting down, and she played the mother role, make sure she was protecting hers. So I will say that. So she did kind of, step up in that sense when it came to it. But no, as far as that was it. As far as her character or whatever have you. But yeah, I don't know what it is that was missing, but it was just it was something, but just don't know.
Yeah, and I think also maybe what I was referring to more so was like this corny like back and forth her and Aquaman kept having in the first one. It was like, oh, you get on my nerves, but we secretly like each other. Like, that's, and I feel like we keep saying it's because they probably cut a lot of her scenes. So we didn't have that back and forth with them. Really, they didn't, to be real, I don't even think they really had any scenes together. I think it was so. To me, like I agree with you. It felt like she stepped more into a mother role, and she was kicking ass to protect her own. So, but yeah, trying to think what else. I think probably the most thing, the thing I liked the most in the movie was probably shit. I can't even say. Damn, the CGI was a lot better though. CGI was a lot better. That's and I like the mom and Mira's fighting scenes. Other than that, that was it for me. So.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's more we can really touch on in that aspect. I mean, you know, one thing I will say about Black Manta, he stepped into his power or whatever because, you know, it was funny to me because when Aquaman stepped to him, he was like, oh, yeah, nah, we've done this before. It's about to be easy knockout. Nope, you thought. And, you know, him and Black Man was really getting down into it, whatever have you, you know. But those cells they were retrieving was very intriguing to me or whatever because I was like, all right, so if they're hazardous and things of that nature, why are we storing them? Like, what's the cause about behind that or whatever? So that's something I would have liked for them to expand on a little more. Like, okay, these are dangerous, but we're storing them or making sure they're being kept safe. I don't know. I just feel like why not dispose of them if anything, whatever. Like, what more can these be powered or used for? So I don't know. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, like I said, wasn't much more to touch base on. I will say I was not feeling the roach and burger ordeal. I don't even know why this was a thing.
I think that's also what I was talking about too, with like that. Why? Like, why? Like, it was just too over the top. Like, it's one thing to maybe eat some damn, I don't know. I don't damn know, but a damn roach is. I mean, that was way too far. And I think wasn't there even like a another scene, a cut scene or something with the brother eating a roach, and I'm just like, and I remember sitting there watching it like, this is what I stayed here for. Like, this was the cutscene. Like, and I get it. I wasn't expecting to, because this is officially the last movie of the DCEU, and we're going into DCU. But why? Why? Too much.
Because in the beginning, I thought Aquaman was just fucking with him. I thought he was just like, hey, like, hey, this is a delicacy, whatever. But he seemed wholeheartedly serious, like, nah, I eat this shit for real. And I was just like, what? So, I ain't think nothing of it or whatever. So, when it came to that cut scene, and the brother was like, he was eating the burger, like, oh, yeah, this burger good, but it's missing something. Oh, come here. What? I just, like I said, maybe it's something I missed in the joke, but I was like, yeah, nah, that ain't it for me, man. Like, why are we eating roaches? Like, it's okay. I don't know.
That's why I was just like, I feel like they made the brother too, because it's like, I get like you're an Atlantean, but someone I feel like someone like him, and I could be wrong, but I feel like I just don't see him being that, like, I feel like they made a joke out of him. Like I said, he was comedic relief almost, like, in some ways. It was just like, oh yeah, let me eat this. Eating bugs and shit, it's been done before, and I felt like, why? And then, like you said, at the end of the movie, the whole I need a roach to make my burger taste good. It's like, why? How did we go to King Orm, defending the throne from this half breed that he called his brother, and he was so, to this. That's why I think I was just kind of like, why did they make him like this? I don't know.
I mean, maybe y'all can explain it to us in the comments, man. 'Cause I know every once in a while we'll get a DC defender. They're like, hey, this is the reason why. Like, explain that to me, please, because at the end of the day, I'm just like, there was no purpose to that. Why we out here eating roaches like it's okay? Like, So at the end of the day, I mean, I was like, yeah, all right. I said maybe somebody can explain that to me because I was like, yeah, I'm not understanding why this is canon. But I mean, outside of that or whatever, I will say the scenes with the, I don't know what the fuck they was, I forgot what they were called, but the sand people or whatever, like those scenes were a little dope. I would like to see more of them and what all they entail for, like, because essentially he imprisoned his brother up there with them to where he could have no access to water or whatever. Who's their big bad? Like, who's the one that's keeping their area to where it is or whatever? So I would have liked to see more about, them and things of that nature, see what made them the way they are and why there was this treaty amongst, Atlantis and them, as far as like, all right, if somebody is, we got somebody in for treason, we gonna send them to you. Like, what's the deal between them two? So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would have liked to see them dive deeper into that as well too. There's a lot of things, including that I would like for them to dig deeper into. I don't know when. I don't know if they had if they knew that they were transitioning into DCU prior to making the movie, or they they probably didn't know. And I keep saying it like the first one was a little better, but they're both kind of like neck and neck to me. I don't know. I went into with no expectations. That's all I keep saying. I don't really know too much to say about the movie. It was cool. Like I said, DCEU started off, maybe it had potential to be promising, but it definitely left off on a bad note. I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's probably all about contracts. They still had to make that content regardless of how it was falling short or whatever have you. Because at the end of the day, they was probably losing more, sorry, losing money more than they was gaining. But, I mean, at the end of the day or whatever, I mean, they did what they could to end it out. Did they know anything prior? We don't know. But, what I would assume is a lot of everything that they did was done prior, before the strikes and stuff like that. And we're just now getting the end result of it or whatever have you. So, they did what they could with it, um, at least for, most of us that are fans know that, all right, this is it. We just got to move on to the next thing. And we just trying to watch out, see what's up, because DC Animated ain't stopped. DC Animated still dropping things. I actually got to watch the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. I gotta watch that. Part 1 is out, so that's something y'all want to catch. Make sure y'all catch it. I think it's on Amazon Prime. I don't know what else, but I know it's on Amazon Prime. What I need to do, I need HBO Max to get back up on there, dropping the new shit game. Like, stuff that was in theaters, I need HBO to get back on that, because I gotta go out and see the new Godzilla and Kong. You know, Normally I would depend on HBO Max to give me that and the DC shit, but they've been slacking lately. So we'll see.
Yeah, they trying to make us spend money, because I remember that was like the best part of when Max first came out. They would drop the movies on there, and I would be like, "Oh shit, yeah, I'm watching the Suicide Squad. I'm gonna watch this." Da da. They don't slip. It's like, damn, can I? I don't want to pay to see this. Like, even I already know what I'm expecting with the con movies. That's why I don't ever go in thinking like, "Oh, I'm taking it for what it is. It's essentially a monster fight movie." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not expecting some over the top storyline and whatever like that. But, guess we're going to have to suck it up and do a matinee, or go on a legal movie site and watch it or some shit. But, yeah, with Aquaman, I would rate it 5 point. I'm gonna just say 5. That's what I feel safe giving. I can't go higher than that.
I mean, again, I'm stuck in that rock and a hard place, because like it was okay. Like I said, it didn't deviate from the other one, so it's like it's not like, oh man, I was expecting this. Like, it didn't really deviate or whatever. So I mean, to me, I'll still probably, like I did earlier, give this one a soft 6. So it can go either way. But I do wish, like I said, there was just some more explanation for things. I understood stuff had to be cut, because when it comes down to it, Aquaman 2 was tapered up, Flash was tapered up, Blue Beetle they threw in there for the fuck of it, and I mean, outside of that or whatever, I mean, we got what we got or whatever. But I mean, that's where I would place it. It's definitely one of those movies like, if I got time or I ain't doing shit, I'll watch it. But I'm not actively going out to go watch it again. You know what I mean? So yeah, but that's why I'm at Reddit as far as ratings.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I'm just, we weren't. No, I don't. Like I said earlier, I don't think no one was expecting this one to be anything, better than the first. I think everybody was kind of like expecting everyone. A lot of people wrote it off anyway because of Amber Heard in it in the first place. So, there's that. And like I said, it's not like the first one was, the first one was what it was. So yeah, like we always say, go see it. It's on the Max, and check it out. I feel like if you're just a DC fan in general, you might as well go see it. I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the last of an era, so I would just go see it just for that. But
have they been running for 10 years? Hasn't been that long. I want to say they've had a long run and it's been fail after fail. Go ahead.
I think Man of Steel came out 2013, right? So it's been about it's been over a decade, I believe, at this point. I think.
So Man of Steel came out 2013. So yeah, it's been a whole 10-year span of hit and misses. So yeah.
Damn. So I mean, James Gunn, Peter Safran. I mean, like, it's been over a decade of flops. I mean, hope they can come with it. That's all I can say. I hope they can come with it.
I ain't think I was gonna have to wait till I'm damn near 40 to get a good decent live action DC. But I mean that's where we at with it. So I mean, if we had 10 years for this, then that means another 10 years. I'll be in my 40s when they come to an end, and hopefully it was a good ride. Cause yeah, damn.
That's crazy. I'm thinking like, damn, I was in my early 20s, just getting in my 20s, and then I'm in my 30s now, and it's like, damn, this is what we got. Let me stop. But I mean, I hope we'll see. We'll see. I hope the next 10 can be something that we're proud of. I don't know. But yeah.
Like I said, one can hope. So I mean, like literally, it'll be more so for my son's generation because my son is 6 now. So 10 years later, he'll be 16. So maybe they'll get it together. This will be something he can be proud of. Like, yeah, Dad, this was an error. And I'm like, indeed, son, it was because I mean, we had our era or whatever when it came to Marvel. We had our era, 10-year span. We had our era, and we was like, okay, this was the golden age of Marvel or whatever have you. So like I said, all we can do is just sit and wait and hope that they get together because they're not getting any younger and we're definitely not getting any younger. So, something's got to give, and yeah, we're here to talk about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, y'all. Like I said, check it out. Let us know your thoughts if you already have checked it out. Let us know what you agree with, what we said, disagree, whatever. And like you said, we're gonna keep coming back with you guys on some of the new stuff that's came out. We did this recap, the previous recap with the Marvels. Now we're on to the new stuff that I'm super excited about. Can't wait till we touch Invincible because that was a ride. So yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure. So y'all definitely expect that on the way. We're definitely gonna push that out. It ain't gonna be like we say it, and then a couple months down the line we back. But now we actually trying to make sure we push this out, finish that season up for y'all. give y'all that new shit or whatever, and go from there or whatever. Cause like I said, we are always watching. So like I said, we're not just nerds for play. Like we're actually actively watching and seeing these things or whatever. So what y'all experiencing, we're experiencing. Like when Toriyama passed, oh man, that hurt the whole community. We felt that shit. Like so. With that being said or whatever, like I said, we're here, we're documenting, we're critiquing or whatever, and that's it. But I got my line right now. So what I said last time was be kind and rewind. That ain't us. Ours is be kind and unwind. That's our flavor. That's our that's what we sticking with. So y'all be kind and unwind, and continue to get these critiques, man. You can love us or hate us, but we're here. As always, I'm your host K1, and this is your co-host.
Shalon.
And we out of here. Y'all have a good night. Peace.